Hi folks, it's Dasher Dave here. I am going to try and do some more on this. I have been prepping for my next live, so I've done all of that. That's all out the way, and I'm just thinking, right, okay, I want to not necessarily going to finish it, but I want to get to that point where I feel I know what direction I'm going in. Which would be really good because I never know what direction I'm going in. So anyway, still haven't decided what I'm doing with my name, whether I'm going, staying as Dash of Dave or Crafty Moose or whatever. In fact, I haven't really thought about it, to be fair. So I just leaving it for now. I do my lives on Facebook under Crafty Moves. That's one of the reasons why I thought I don't know whether I want to change it. And my Etsy is going well. My Etsy will be under the name Crafty Moose. So anyway, don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm gonna park that. What I was thinking is I wanted to put this across there, but not. I don't want it to like glue it all together. I just want it to be on the front of all of these drawers. So what I thought is if I pop all of those out a little bit, just a little bit, not a lot, but a little, I might be able to do it that way then. I was going to fill my water up before I came on live, but not live on video. But I clearly didn't. So I kind of want it to be not too crazy, but like have a little bit of something on there. Right, now I think I've just pushed all those drawers back in again, which I have. Okay, now these are the things I was thinking about maybe for the handles, but I don't know how I'm going to attach them, and also I'm not 100% sure. So what I think I might do is I'll use them for just pushing the drawers out a little. You see what I mean? Anyway, shut up, Dave. Just being silly now. So I have been working obviously this week. Phone rollout still rolling out, and hopefully it will be finished soon because I'm sick of phones and that sort of thing now. I've set them all up for people, and they'll just be able to like hit the ground running potentially, but we'll see what actually happens on live day, which we've got to change over to the new network by the 10th of February, because that's when our pack number runs out, so a packet number basically. But what did I say? 10th of December, I think. I actually mean 10th of February. I can't remember what I actually said, but don't listen to what I actually said. Listen to what I'm saying now. 10th of February is when we've got until. So, anyway. So I just thought, turn the camera on. Let's do a bit of crafting together. There's no pressure on this kind of craft. So I just thought, let's get this done, and I can be happy, and we can, we know that we've got some more of this under our belt, because it's been looking at me all week, like saying, hello, like, remember me? But because I've had so much on at work, and I've been working from home, so that's why it's been looking at me. I have got somewhere where I should really work from, but I end up working in my craft room, and then I kind of get a bit giddy because I think I want to play, but I'm not allowed to play while I'm working. So I'm going to put that on there so they all don't smooth it down with your fingers, Dave, because it'll just go all peaked on. So hopefully it'll look like, they like the pattern will look right. I can't really tell you what I mean. You'll either get what I'm talking about, or you have no idea, which is usually the way, isn't it? So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get my knife, my kniff, my kniff, and I'm just going to just do that between them. Just to break it all down. So I can kind of like, I want to just be able to tuck those bits in, like folding around the drawers or whatever, you know. You know what I mean. I don't need to tell you, do I? You know what I'm talking about. You know, we're friends. So, you're kind of like used to me by now, aren't you? Well, maybe not. Maybe like, maybe you're still waiting for the handbook on me. I don't come with a handbook, I'm afraid. I was like, you know, I'm like that microwave you bought on eBay. Doesn't come with the instructions. You just got to work it out for yourself. So what was it? Oh yeah. So yeah, that leads me on to something I wanted to talk about. So somebody asked me fairly recently, how does autism affect me? Because they keep saying, a lot of people say, but you don't look autistic. Well, you know, first of all, what does an autistic person look like? And if you know what they look like, then you're stereotyping, because autistic people are just human beings. They are not, you know, you can't pigeonhole them and say, this is what someone looks like if they're autistic, because, you know, they don't. You don't have a look of autism about, oh, you've got a look of autism about you. It's not like that, you know. So how does it affect me? Right, okay, so it's quite complex, and every time I say it, you know, one of the worst things that you can say to somebody with autism is, but everybody feels like that. Yeah, everybody might feel like that occasionally, but you don't have to put up with it all at the same time. So I'll tell you, I'm happy to tell you how it affects me, but please don't simplify it by saying, oh, but that everybody feels like that. And if you feel exactly the same as me, oh dear, now I've got that wrapped around there. If you feel exactly the same as me, then maybe you are autistic. But you should never tell somebody that they are autistic. You've got to let them come to that own discovery themselves. So never tell somebody that they're autistic, because, like, you know, face it, it's not everybody's going to receive it well, are they, that kind of news? And, you know, you need to have a diagnosis. You're not a doctor, so you can't tell somebody that they're autistic because you don't know that. So now I've got that on there, I think I might be safe to take some of these drawers out so I can just wrap it round, because they're not going to move now, are they? So autism, how does it affect me? Right, okay. Well, I can get what's called a meltdown or a shutdown. Well, I get both. So some people have one or the other. So some people that are autistic have one or the other. So a meltdown is where everything is just so big. It's all like the world is ending. It's a massive outward burst. I cry. I'm not very what's the word? I'm not very coherent. I'm not incoherent. I'm not very compos mentis. I mean, this is how it affects me. This is how it affects everybody. So just bear that in mind. What causes a meltdown? Sorry, and then a shutdown is where I just retreat into myself. I don't don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to, I kind of slope off, and I'll go and like sort myself out and, hide until I feel able to deal. What causes a meltdown or a shutdown? It's usually overstimulation of sensory things. So sometimes it can be compound questioning. So by compound questioning, I mean, what time's your date? What are you going to wear? Where are you meeting? What's he going to be wearing? Like compound questioning. So where you've just got, instead of having 5 separate questions, you just put them all in together. But it's not usually about like social things like that, it's usually things like at work when somebody says, like for instance, like, what network are we going to be on? What phones are we going to be having? When are we going to be changing over? When can I get mine? That can overstimulate me. It doesn't always. It's not. I'm not like a microwave oven where you do this and this happens, because I'm a human being and I'm a bit more unpredictable than a microwave. So it can just happen. In times of extreme stress or pressure can trigger it. Like I can be, when I say overstimulated, it's not just compound questioning. It can be when I'm in an environment where I can hear lights buzzing and radiators hissing and people talking, and I kind of hear sound at the same volume, so all of it. So if it's like miles away, it still sounds the same as being close up, and it makes me, I hear it all, so I have to kind of then filter it out, and sometimes the environment can be too overwhelming for me to be able to filter it out. So things like supermarkets and that sort of thing, where there's like lots of beeping and bustling and children screaming. I'm not very good with children screaming. That does kind of trip me a little bit. You know, and I know that they can't help it, and I know that it's not like they're not doing it deliberately, but like it doesn't stop it being. And I have had some people say some horrible things because I can't cope with it, and like I'm trying to get it away and I can't cope and I need to go and like get away, and they're like, oh, for goodness sake, it's just a child screaming, what is wrong with you? Well, I know, but I just can't deal with it. So it's not because the child's upset. I'm not saying, oh, you know, like bad parenting or anything like that. I'm just saying that I can't deal with the sound. So so that can be like, you know, trigger sound, any of my sensory stuff. So I am heightened to sound. I have times when everything I touch just feels, I can feel it, like, you know, like I can just, the air on my skin I can feel, and clothes are sometimes so uncomfortable I can't, like I keep pulling up my clothes and like they feel uncomfortable, and I can feel the seams on clothes, and it's like so overwhelming. When I'm in a meltdown though, my senses start to shut down, so I stop being able to feel. My sight kind of goes a bit tunnel visiony. I'm not very danger aware when I'm having a meltdown as well, so it's really important that, you know, somebody assists me, you know, takes me out of danger or whatever. But if they're going to touch me, they have to tell me that they're going to touch me. Just because I can't talk to them doesn't mean to say that I can't hear them. I can hear exactly what's being said. It's kind of like being trapped inside. The best way I can explain to you is, I know everything that's going on. I can see it all. I can talk, but it's as though I am like somebody's turned the sound down on me, and I can't then communicate to you. So, not that's going to affect you guys, because, like, you know, if I have a meltdown, I'm going to be turning the camera off, and I will not be posting it on Facebook. I find it quite embarrassing because I'm self-aware. A lot of autistic people aren't self-aware, so they don't worry about what's happened and that sort of thing. But I do, because I am self-aware. And I have I have problems like dealing with like the aftermath. When I've had a meltdown, I am extremely tired, so like my body aches like I've run a marathon, and I'm mentally exhausted as well. It's like having a meltdown is just not something you want. Okay, now because I can't predict them, they're like earthquakes, can't really predict. Sometimes a bit like an earthquake, you know, you can kind of like, you might get a pre-tremor, Okay, so I might start to get a bit wobbly, and I'll be able to, you know, help myself avoid that. So somebody suggested at work the other day that she said something about, I know you've got nothing to do, you know, you're twiddling your thumbs. Well, actually, I know that I'm not very good at picking up on whether they mean that, or, you know, so like, you know, twiddling my thumbs. I actually do twiddle my thumbs, and I twiddle my thumbs not because I'm bored, but because I'm stressed. I find it a good stress relief, so I'll do this. And that's one of the ways that if you see me doing this, you can see that I'm not feeling the best. And the best thing you could do for me is not ignore me and pretend that I don't exist in the world, but, you know, ask, am I all right? Or, you know, do I need something? Best not to ask me, am I all right? Because clearly I'm not. So I take things very literally. That's another thing about my autism, is I am very literal. So like, that's why twiddling my thumbs, you know, you're sat there twiddling your thumbs, and I'm thinking, I'm not twiddling my thumbs, but what they mean is I'm bored, or I've got nothing better to do. So like, as long as I know what they mean by it, if I've heard it once, I'll understand it, but I've never heard it before. So like, when I first started working, you know, like, I was that guy that they could just, like, you know, have a laugh about, because, you know, we send this guy. So like, somebody sent me to have some photocopying done, and it was just a blank sheet of paper in an envelope. So they put it in an envelope and said, take it to the photocopiers, don't open it 'cause it's confidential. This is, you know, this was 1985, so we didn't have photocopiers on site. Took it to the print shop, and said, could I have this photocopied? And like, they opened it and it was blank. Because, like, you know, I take things literally. You tell me he's doing, I'm not going to question it. So anyway, sorry, I'm just thinking, what do I need to do for that? I hope that's going to look good. I hope it's going to kind of look, you know, like sometimes you get an idea in your head and you think, that'll look great, and then like, it doesn't turn out like that. You know, we'll see. Anyway, I also decided I was going to make a back for it, didn't I? So I think I might try and make it. I don't know what I have though that I can make it with. It needs to be fairly rustic. Maybe I should just use a piece of Amazon packaging, because it doesn't really matter what it is. I'm going to kind of cover it anyway, aren't I? So let's use this Amazon packing, because it's a bit rustic. Oh, and by the way, Amazon packing, I love these stickers. I keep these because you never know, you might be making something and, like, you know, you just need a sticker with a random number on it. They're obviously not random. They're not random to Amazon, but they're random to me. So I can be very sensory, so I'll have to touch things. So if I'm going to a shop and I pick up something, we'll talk about a napkin. I'll pick something up and I'll have to feel it, and then if I like the feel of it, I want it on my face. And if I really like it on my face, I might have to put it in my mouth. Which, when I go shopping with people, the people that know me are kind of like, they kind of do the all clear thing, and, like, you know, they're looking around and, like, checking that, you know, is it okay? Yeah, go on then, Dave. You can put it in your mouth now. I mean, like, I as an adult, I know that, you know, it's not the dumb thing. It still doesn't stop me feeling like I need to. But I could walk away from it. It would bug me all day, because I'd be thinking, I really want to know what that feels like. But, you know, I understand as an adult, you can't always do what you want. So, but as a child, you know, I needed to put things, you know, I've had things in my mouth that people would be like, ugh! So, like, slugs and things. I know what they taste like now, so like that, I don't tend to be worried about them anymore. Once I've felt the sensation, I don't need to do it again. It's not like I have to feel that that thing again. You know, I don't have to keep putting slugs in my mouth to know what a slug feels like in my mouth. It's not very nice. I'm just, you know, just telling you, don't be tempted to do it. And I'm sorry if I've grossed you out, but, you know, that's me. And this is, you know, we're friends and we're talking about, like, how I'm affected by my condition. And that's one of the things. So you kind of have to be aware that, you know, if there's a wet bit on your hand towels in the bathroom, it's probably because Dave's had to have a lick of it. So, because it felt nice. I've never felt that particular style of hand towel. So, like, you're not inviting me round now, are you? But it's a sensory thing. I need that sensory input sometimes, and other times I need the sensory input to stop. It's very difficult. I am very difficult, I know that. I have been told on several occasions how difficult I am. Usually by people who don't understand. So, I'm hoping that's going to kind of be the right thing. I can't believe that first time round that actually feels like it might actually fit. Oh my gosh, you know something? I think it is. I think it needs a tiny bit on the length. I didn't cut inside the pencil line though, Dave, so that's the reason why. I was going to say it needs a tiny bit off the bottom, and I can see the pencil line, so clearly that's the reason why. So, how else? I can talk really quickly. I not like I can, it's a superpower. Sometimes I can't stop myself from talking really quickly. I knew this would need a bit of altering, so I'm not worried about it not fitting straight away, but I think it made a very good fit, considering it was like the first fitting and it fits beautifully. I'm just worried that I'm going to cut too much off and then it won't fit. No, I think that is good. I am not going to take any more off that. What I am going to do is I'm going to cover it now with a bit of book paper, I think. That's fallen down. That's another unfinished project. Anybody else got a lot of unfinished projects, or is it just me? I'm not very good at remembering where I am when I'm talking, so I can't remember what I was actually talking about. Oh, how it affects me. Yeah. So, touch, taste as well, textures in my mouth. Sometimes, so like, you know, sometimes I'll have to put things in my mouth, but like if I really don't like the feel of something, so like velvet, some velvet, more of the velour style velvet, so the artificial velvet, so like not artificial, synthetic velvet, I don't like the feel of that, and I'm like, oh, it makes me go, oh, horrible, oh, I can feel it now. Oh, I've gone all cold. That if I don't like the feel of that, I still have to touch it to like kind of get that input. It's really hard for me to explain. So why'd you touch it if you don't like it? Because I had to confirm I didn't like it, basically. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my little book that I was using. I think it was Black Beauty that I was using. Sorry, folks. I'm just gonna turn around and see if I can find my newspaper. Not newspaper. I'm still talking to you. I hope you can hear me. I'm throwing my voice now. So, easy, steady, Eddie. I'm going to be there in a minute. Really want me talking to you now. Back in a minute. Don't go. I'm still here. is what you get for tidying up, folks. Don't ever tidy up. Because once you've tidied up, it's it. That's it. You can forget it. You can forget ever finding anything ever again. I want everything now has fallen over. We'll use this. Okay, so I've got a few bits of paper, that's fine. We only kind of have to like cover the inside. I could do that with one book page, couldn't I? I think this is Dickens, isn't it? Yeah, so anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, so sometimes I don't like the feel of it and I have to feel it because I have to know that I don't like the feel of it. It'll make me go, oh, and I'll instantly then have to touch something I know that I do like the feel of to kind of cancel it out in my head. Yeah, I know. Oh, hang on. I think I've turned this round and I don't know which way it fits now. Does it fit that way round? Is it that way or is it that way? Or does it not matter, Dave? I think it's actually that way. It fits better. Yeah, so I'm going to cover this side, because that's the inside. I'm going to cover this with that. Although it's quite nice. Well, it's not a nice picture. I don't actually like the people on it. But I like the fact that it's a picture. So anyway, I'll use this. Oh no, that's a nice S. Oh dear. Dave, just pick something. We'll use this. This time we will use this. So it can make me a bit manic as well. So I can have very, very, very big highs and be like really giddy and bouncy and Tigger like. I do get terrible, terrible lows as well, but my terrible, terrible lows are probably only about 5% of me. Most of the time I am a bit giddy. So it's not like, I mean, like it shares some, anything on the spectrum, it kind of shares some of the traits of other things on the spectrum. So, you know, it can be a bit manic depressive-y, well, bipolar as they call it now. Although I'm not sure whether they call it now or it's just a different thing. Anyway, not very good at other people's diagnosis. But you know, so I can have elements of that. I can when I feel really, really low, I just don't want to be around anybody and want to hide away. But then hiding away actually makes me feel even worse. So if I say I don't want to be anywhere near you, it doesn't need to say I don't want to be anywhere near you. I'm just saying things to make you feel better. That's the other thing, is like I'm always worried about other people. I spend less time worrying about other people and more time focusing on myself, but nah, that doesn't happen. Do I want to wrap that round there? Do I want to rip that, Dave? Maybe I want to rip it. I think I might rip it. I did rip it, so there we go. It's a good job, really, isn't it? I think I'm just going to paste this so that it kind of sits around the corner as well. I think I've got too much water on my brush. I should have wiped it off, really, because it's a bit watery now, this glue. So how else? I've kind of gone through the, you know, manic depressive and not manic depressive, the lows, serious lows, and the, you know, bouncy Tigger like highs, which is how I spend most of my life. So yeah, so pain, I can be quite sensory to pain, but then other times have no sense of pain. I can't explain why that happens or how it happens or what it is to make it happen, or I don't know. How do we? Oh, I don't know, Dave. I might cut that off. I know it's not going to be the same as that. Oh well. Anyway, Dave. I'm never very good at this bit of going round corners and stuff. I'm going to do that the same as that side. And I'll do that the same as that side as well. Okay. I like things to be, I like symmetry, I like logic, so I like maths, for instance, because it's logical. So, and by logical, I mean, you know, 2 plus 2 is the same whatever language you speak, whereas different languages mean, you know, you have to, it's a masculine and feminine, and, you know, and you have to know the nuances of conversation. I don't understand people, really. I'm not very good in social settings, because I kind of feel like I can never understand the rules. So like, I like rules, you know, I like them to be very defined. This you can do, this you can't do, yes, no, you know, that sort of thing. But human beings aren't like that. They say one thing and mean another, and one thing is okay in one situation and not in another, and so I'll often be on the outside looking in, so I won't ever know how to start a conversation with people. I often talk about myself a lot, and you know, people get bored about that. So I'm sorry if I'm boring you now, but you know, I am on my own, so I do have an excuse. It's not like you're in the room with me. So yeah, I mean, like, it's really hard for me to tell you how it affects me, because it affects me in so many different ways. It affects every aspect of my life. A routine, I have to have very strict routines. You cannot change plans at the last minute unless, you know, I mean, like, if there's a good reason, or if it's somebody I really care about. So for instance, tonight, Bill, I was supposed to be having a date with Bill, but he's got a migraine. So I completely understand that, because I know how it feels to have a migraine and then try and carry on with your life, and it doesn't work. So, you know, that's absolutely fine. I understand that. But if, you know, in some situations I can't cope with change, so I need a long build-up to change. So, like, for instance, if Bill had called me like seconds before and said, oh, actually, then I couldn't have dealt with that. That probably would have triggered a meltdown. And a meltdown is not a temper tantrum. The amount of times I've been told, oh, for goodness sake, just grow up. Well, it's not about not growing up. It's, I can't deal, all right, folks, I can't deal. If you're playing cards with me, you'll know I can't deal. Ha ha. I can make fun of my autism. You can't make fun of my autism. You know, like, you know, if you've got a limp, you can make fun of yourself having a limp. But if somebody else does it, it becomes unkind, doesn't it? So anyway, yeah. So the world can be very overwhelming for me at times, and it really causes me problems. And that's just it. That's, you know, that's basically it. I can't really explain it. I can't, you know, I can't tell you. Sorry. I'd love to be able to tell somebody this is exactly X, Y, and Z, but I am a human being, and therefore I am a very complex creature. So I was talking about sensory things. I'm sensitive to light in some ways, so like, you know, overstimulation, so too much light. I'm just gluing bits of paper on the book now, on the thing now, bits of book paper, sorry, on the the back of here now. I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't think there's really any kind of rhyme or reason to it. It's just happening. All right, folks. Let's just go with it, shall we? I would have liked a few more book pages, but I don't have any more book. I just can't find where my other books are. I've had a tidy up in the craft room, so like, that's fatal. Once you've tidied up, you put those things where you, I'll put them there for safekeeping, and you'll never see it again. So don't even think about it. Just wipe it from your mind. It never happened, because and then one day when you're not looking for it, you'll find it. So it's just the way the cookie crumbles, I think. So I'm feeling a bit manic today. I don't know whether that's, you can see that or you can hear that in me. Feeling a bit hyper. Being hyper isn't always good. It can lead me to do rash things, make silly decisions, and do things I probably wouldn't have done if I'd thought about it. Like sticking this down, for instance. So yeah, it's not always a good thing, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not a bad thing either. So yeah, I really struggle with human interaction. So like friends and that sort of thing. I've got Brian. I've got you guys. You guys accept me regardless of who I am or what I do. That's the sort of thing. Because, well, basically, you don't have to live with me. So, I find human beings are so it's almost like I talk another language, like I'm an alien. So, lots of autistic people would might feel the same, not would feel the same, might feel the same. I know that a few people I've spoken to have said, yeah, that's exactly what it's like. It's like, we come in peace, but like, nobody's told us how to. We've learnt the language, we've learnt, English or whatever language it is that we speak. However, nobody's taught us all those, when you learn a language, you don't learn all the inflection and the nuances of conversation and the do's and don'ts in society with that particular language, and that's what I struggle with, because it changes all the time. So it's not like in every circumstance you can hug someone. It's only in some certain circumstances you can hug someone. You can hug them if you know them, okay, but then you can't hug some people even if you know them. So it's like I have no idea. It's one of them things, isn't it? So anyway, so that's I've always struggled with and I've always been weird. So like a lot of people have said in the past that I'm weird. I've just used that, haven't I? I've covered that up there, so maybe I should put that there. It might be a bit long now, just rip it off. That'll do. So yeah, I've always been considered a bit weird. And I've always struggled with my own identity. I'd love to be popular. I'd love to have the thing that people are looking for in friends, but I don't. So I've always spent a lot of my time alone. Craft is great because craft doesn't judge. That glue isn't saying anything to me. Well, I'm saying I'm very sticky and I'm stuck to your fingers, Dave, but that's about it. I find it really difficult, telling you about this, because I don't know. Some of the things, although I'm self-aware, I know, although I'm self-aware, like I say, I don't always know everything about myself. You know, it takes somebody else's observation of me. You know, they might say, you often do this, and I'll be completely unaware, oblivious, sorry, that's the word, oblivious to it. So, but, you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? So, how else does autism affect me? Sensory stuff, so sight, touch, touch and texture is a real big thing for me. Touch and texture. I can't, some food, I mean, like if I'm going to have mashed potato, it has to be smooth mash. I can't cope with lumps in it. I can't, it makes me feel very unwell. And I'm not being like, you know, silly or overreactionary or whatever. It's just a fact. That's how it is. I like I like a lot of the same food, so I'll often eat similar food. I am very adventurous in food. That's a good thing though. I know that there's a lot of autistic people that I have, you know, met or heard about or whatever will only eat certain foods, and they'll only eat like beige food, as I call it, so fried stuff, or, you know, burgers or chips or whatever, or all the stuff that isn't good for you. Express your good wishes this way says, I might put that on there just because it's a bit of fun. Yeah, so I as a child, the thing is, I didn't get a diagnosis until I was 40, so you know, I've lived most of my life without a diagnosis, and so I've kind of had to like adapt and fit in. So, you know, it's like a bit like the alien syndrome. My people left me here. I've had to adapt to survive, and I, you know, made myself fit in. And I am a bit odd, but like, you know, nobody knows that I'm an alien. I'm actually from another planet, and that maybe one day my people will come back for me, and then I'll be with people who actually understand me, and I will be like other people rather than different from other people. So, because as much as I like being different and I like standing out, it's sometimes really nice to blend in, and I rarely blend in. You know, if I go to a party or something, I stick out like a sore thumb. I am socially awkward, quirky and socially awkward. So, but you know, it is what it is, isn't it? I'm just me. Can't do anything about it. I've kind of had to accept that I am me, and I can't do anything about being me. You know, and that although I am often the common denominator, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with me. Sorry, I just needed to get some of this glue off here, because, like, as you can tell, it's in need of a bit of glue removal. It's getting a bit dimensional. So far in craft, I haven't found many things that I don't like the feel of, so I'm quite lucky in that respect. Oh, I've got that new stuff as well I haven't tried. Well, it's new to me, it's not new. I bought some Tim Holt stuff. I don't often buy Tim Holt stuff because it is quite expensive, but I did have some vouchers for Amazon, and I just thought, you know what the heck? I do a lot of public opinion survey stuff and consumer survey stuff, and I have a monitor that monitors what I watch on TV, and, you know, all of that. So it all goes towards, like, you know, contributing to the 5 million people watched this on this night, because I represent a lot of single people with that, you know, live in, you know, conditions similar to mine. So anyway, so I get paid in vouchers for doing all of this. So One of the places I do it for, I'd got like £300 worth of vouchers in Amazon vouchers, so I just had them I just had it changed into Amazon vouchers, and they're, and spent them. I think that's now dry. We'll soon find out if it's dry, if it doesn't come out again. I don't know. I quite like it. I don't know whether it's as strong as I expected it to be. I don't know. I think I'm gonna put something around it as well. But what I am going to do is, oh no, that's not a good idea, is it? I was going to glue this to the back of there, and then you'd never get the drawers open. And that's the other thing. Don't know whether I can really glue it to the back until I've decided what I'm doing for the knobs. So I don't know whether. Do you think it'd be silly if I stuck them on there? I just don't have anything I can use. I've been like looking. Well, when I say I don't have anything, I could also make a little hole in them. So I could use my crocodile. I could use one of the little holes. I could put that in, and I could maybe put a tassel on it. But I'm just thinking lots of tassels would just get tangled tassels. I guess I didn't really think it through. Maybe I need to have a look on Pinterest, and I'll never see you ever again because I'll have spent so much time on Pinterest. You know what Pinterest is like? It's like it's a right time portal. It sucks the life out of you. I don't know, folks. I don't know what to do. I know one thing. It does need to be coated. Right. Oh, I'll never take them out. I'll never remember where they need to go back in. It needs to have a varnish over it so that they're all finished. But then again, I'll wait until I've actually done the outside. So what should I do with the outside? Should I have a few flowers on it, maybe? Or should I go for a different, stronger, bolder, longer pattern? I really liked this one that Christina sent me. Does that kind of go with it? Oh, it does. I could have some of that over the... Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, and I think I might do that now. Let's see if I can separate them. If I can't separate them, I'll use my sellotape, which somewhere here. You know, I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to do it this way. It works this way, so we'll just do it this way. Separate it all out. So, yeah. I don't really know whether I actually explained my autism to you or not, or whether I've just. I don't remember what I said. I've got a terrible. I don't think it's anything to do with autism. I'm not sure. Like I say, I didn't get a diagnosis until I was 40, so I didn't necessarily get the full handbook on my diagnosis. You know, children learn about themselves and how to deal with things as an adult. You kind of just get a diagnosis and that's it. You're on your own now. You've got it. So bye. So anyway, so I've got the diagnosis, but I don't know much else besides. So some of the things I don't know whether they are because of autism or because of something else. I know I'm dyslexic, so but you know something, all of these things, nothing has held me back. So, you know, I do a really good job. You know, I am in a very trusted position. I worked really hard. I, you know, accepted like everybody else. You know, so I'm not set back by any of this. I would like to be able to have more friends. I'd like to have friends that, you know, you could chat with. I hate using the telephone, so like maybe not ring them up or anything like that, but just, you know, just generally, you know, chat, I don't know, online or whatever. Or I think I might have that up there, kind of over the, yeah, go on, just do it, Dave. you know, this is a bonus thing, isn't it? You know, I never planned to make this. This was just one of those things that I just thought I wanted to use these up. So I have, and I am, and I'm doing it. I'm really doing it. So, but yeah, it's never held me back. And also some of that is my determined attitude. You know, I'm a bit bloody minded. People say I can't do something, I want to find a way to prove that I can. So I like the empowerment of the individual, you see. So I like other people to feel empowered. So I like that up there. I might put one similar, I might put these two together. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm not even going to try it out. I'm just going to do it. And put these up here. So I think I might have that there. Just paste that on. You know, sometimes I like being the oddball and other times I don't. I might put that one there. Well, I say I might put that one there. It kind of got stuck, so basically I had no choice. I had to put that one there because it had already stuck down. So it decided it wanted to be there, so I just thought, yeah, go on then, I'll let you. So yeah, I like that now. Still not sure about the fronts, and maybe you guys might tell me. So, you know, you can put in the comments what you think. But I do like that now, and I'm going to put something else maybe on the top. Maybe there's another one of the flowers. So I want something else, or maybe I want another one of them. I really like them. I don't know what they are. Christina, what are they? You need to tell me these things. I feel like I've been, you know, left in the lurch. I want to know. Yeah, I really like that. I'm going to cut that one out. Cut it out, I say. Water it out. So, taking that out of there. Singing, random singing, echolalia as well. Sorry, but just suddenly random. All just flow out to Dave. I don't know which way round to do it, like that. So if you're looking at it, it'd be like that. Yeah, they look a bit like strawberries. I know they're not strawberries, but they look a little bit like strawberries. In my head, they do anyway. And none of you are in my head, so none of you can challenge that. So just be grateful you're not in my head, is all I can say. Echolalia. So like that's quite a common thing for autistic people, is echolalia. So like hearing something and having to repeat it. And I have a bit of that. So accents, if somebody's got a strong accent, I'll have to like do their accent, and I know some people are offended by it, but like I'm not doing it out of malice. I'm just doing it because I have to see if I can emulate it. It's hard for me to explain, and I just feel like I'm digging my own grave trying to explain it. So I'm not very good at sarcasm, so I don't pick up on sarcasm. Euphemisms, although I've just said, you know, digging my own grave, I wouldn't necessarily, if I didn't know what that meant, I wouldn't use it, and I wouldn't be able to work out what it meant if somebody else had said it, if you know what I mean. You probably don't, probably have no idea what I'm talking about, so good luck figuring me out. Good luck at that. And I might have this pink flower here. I won't have it here, obviously, I'll have it on there. So, yes. So that's basically me in a nutshell. Well, not a nutshell, but it's basically me. So does that flower end and then start again? It does, doesn't it? It's got like a definite line down it. Might put it so that is in the... It's got like the pattern ends on the end of here, and then it actually is printed with that end. So like those, if you look, they don't really bleed over. They're actually like, if you look at them separately, they look fine, but then together then not so right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it back on its own crease, which I think is there. It is. And I'm going to put that in that crease, and then you're probably not going to see it as much. I take things very literally. I said that, didn't I? Yeah. I like rules and laws because they're fixed and firm, although, you know, the way that some people deal with rules and laws, you wouldn't realise that they were fixed. I'm not very good at people who cheat things, the system or games or that sort of thing. I like if there's a rule, I want you to abide by it. And this is the reason why I'm inside crafting, not outside, because they've told us to stay in. This new strain of COVID is more deadly, apparently. So, you know, there's a higher mortality rate. So I am doing my best. I'm doing my best for the other people of the world and staying in. So, well, you know something, I like that now, and I think maybe that kind of blends in better now that's on the front. I think it looks nicer. A bit worried about closing the drawers in case I've kind of gone over the edge with the glue and then I can't get the damn things out again. I'm definitely going to put this on the back. Maybe I should put something over the top of this as well. I really like this. Thank you for this, Christina. This is beautiful. And I need you to tell me what they are, because I don't know. They definitely don't grow in the UK. Well, if they do, they don't grow anywhere near me in the UK. And I did have a bigger version of that. I do have a bigger version there. I don't know whether that is too big. I think it might be too big to put on. I don't want it to look lost, do you know what I mean? Yeah, no, I'm going to save that for something else because I really like it. But I think I'm going to put some of this on here. So I'm going to take this one out. It's only a half one. I don't know how long I've been going for today. A couple of hours, feels like. I feel very uncomfortable when I know that I've been talking about myself. I always think, oh, blimey, how boring it is for people. So, sorry if I've bored you. I apologise a lot as well. I don't think that's just to do with autism. I think that's to do with being British. We kind of apologise for everything. All the stuff that isn't our fault, we'll apologise for it. So, I'm going to put... Is that a different one? It's the same thing, but I think it's a different size. I might put that on as well. Or do I? No. Do something else, otherwise it's going to all look samey, isn't it? Let's do that. Let's use that piece. Pull that out there. Put that on. Yep, I'll put that on. Sorry, I just realised that you were still there. Stop talking for a minute. I don't know what was going on in my head. I was thinking about things. I was actually, do you know what I was thinking about? I was actually thinking what I'm going to have to eat. So, sorry about that. Completely distracted by food, which is quite often the case. I certainly don't struggle with like the stuff that I eat because, you know, I wouldn't have as much bulk if I did. I like food. I really like food. I don't like all of the textures of things. I can't stick, talking of textures, bananas. I can't stand bananas. I can't stand the texture of bananas. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a bit manic today. I've just realised that I keep talking about something and then stopping it and not finishing that part of the conversation. So I'm sorry. I was talking about Tim Holtz, wasn't I? Before I moved on to bananas. So I'm sure you'd rather know more about Tim Holtz than bananas. But yeah, don't like bananas. Can't stand the texture. I like the flavour, just can't stand the texture. So I can have them in cake. It's always a good excuse to eat cake, isn't it? I haven't had, talking of cake, a really fancy pineapple cake. I haven't had pineapple cake for years. It's got to be years. I love pineapple cake. You know, when you're biting into it, chunks of pineapple, it's really soft and moist. Can't stand coconut. Don't like the flavour of coconut. I don't like the texture of coconut in my mouth either. I'm going to stick that on there because that's one of those Tim Holtz mats that's, you know, non-stick things. What was I going to say? I was going to tell you about Tim Holtz. So I've got these. So there's Distress Matte Medium, Collage Matte Medium Distress, and then Collage Medium Crazing. And that's the one I thought, oh, I bet that looks good on here. And then there's the Collage Medium Vintage. So I'm a bit giddy to play with some of them at some point. They cost an arm and a leg, as Tim Holtz stuff does. I think Tim Holtz sits at home and thinks, oh, I really need a new oven. Oh, I'll launch a product and, you know, make some cash out of it. And then, you know, I'll get this piece of punched gluey thing and I'll make 7,000 of them and stick my name on it and sell it for tenner. A tenner is £10, by the way. Colloquialism. I did say I didn't understand them, but I do once I've got the gist of them. So, yeah, I think I'm happy. I just don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do with myself. No, you don't want me to sing, do you? Don't know what to do. I don't know whether I like that. In fact, I don't like that. I think I've decided. I don't know. Do I like it? I don't know whether I'd be able to stick it on. That's the other thing. It's not like there's beads with a hole in them. They're table scatter things. You know what us crafters are like. We just keep everything. I could do with some of those little paper pull things, but even then, that's not going to really. You're not going to be able to get a grip, are you? Ooh, talk about get a grip, Dave. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. So that's where we're going to leave it for today. I'm going to work out how to use this crackle stuff, and then I might give that a coat, give this a coat of it. And then that's going to be the back of this. I'm feeling now, I wished I'd done the front in that. But then again, I don't know whether that would have been too much. So it's introduced a different colour, hasn't it? So it's good. And that's going to go on the back. Eventually, I'll use Fabri-Tac and glue it just on the edges of these. So not on the drawers, obviously, because otherwise you can get the drawer out. But like around the edges, and then Fabri-Tac it on. And I think that's what I'm going to do for that. I mean, it's not going to be exactly the same size, but it's going to be near as damn it, basically. Yeah. I think then that will be it. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with it. Don't know. Like everything else that I've got, don't know what the heck I'm going to do with it. Don't actually. I make all of these things and I don't do anything with them. And I keep thinking about, you know, doing an Etsy thing, and then I think, well, who's going to buy my stuff? So, and that's when I'm going to be very hard on myself as well. Again, I don't know if that's anything to do with autism, but I can be very, very overly harsh about myself and overly critical. But yet I'd berate somebody if they spoke about themselves the way I speak about myself. So it's all right for me to do it, but not for other people to do it. So anyway, I've been, you know, having a bit of a play. This is what I made earlier. Here's something I made earlier. So let's move that out of the way because I think it's still a little bit damp. So this is what I made earlier. This is I made this for my live tomorrow, but then I think my live will get uploaded before this, or this might get uploaded before the live. I don't know. No, I might upload this tonight and the live will get uploaded either Sunday night or Monday night. So this is what I made. So I was really chuffed with this. Are you ready? Brace yourself. Don't you think that's ace? So they're just boxes that lie flat, and then, you know, they spring open surprise style. And like, I think that they'd be nice with some photos on, you know, and you can send them to someone for Mother's Day or something, and surprise. And like, how nice is that to have something that's quite interactive? Anyway, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it look like a match box. So like, I might get, obviously this is an emery board, I realise this, but like get some like strike strips down the side. A strike strip, which is something I couldn't remember in one of my other videos. Those down the side, well, pretend ones, you know, like photographs of them, and have it as like a matchbox, and call it like surprise or something like that. But anyway, that's what I was making today. So anyway, we've made this together. Thank you for being here. This is the back that will eventually go on, which we'll put everything on there, and then it's not going to get stuck, is it? And I've been Dasher Dave. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for keeping me company. Hope I haven't bored you silly about like how autism affects me. I might actually write down a few things, the things that I know about and things that other people have told me, and kind of, you know, go through them properly at some point. But thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you for being with me. I hope you've been doing some craft as well yourself, and you know, thank you for listening to my dulcet tones, or my dull sit tones. Depends on whether you think I'm dull or not. Anyway, I think I'm funny. You know, that's that. Let's face it. I think I'm funny, but you know, that's the problem. I think I'm funny. It's other people. It's, you know, tough crowd. Anyway, so anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you very much for watching today. You look after yourself, folks. And remember, I love you without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. All right, folks, I love you all. You take care of yourself. Spread the word of kindness. Spread kindness through craft, and encourage diversity in our lovely, beautiful skill that we have. Let's get more people doing it. You know, that'll give us more ideas and more creative spark. So anyway, folks, I'm going to love you and leave you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And a big hug. A big hug. I love hugging, by the way. Lots of autistic people don't, but I do. But it has to be really firm and tight, like real hard pressure, like squeeze me type thing. And I'll see you very soon. All right then. Have a lovely day, evening, afternoon, morning, or whatever time it is with you. Bye.